This week, I fly on a plane older than me, enjoy an airport connection with the difference, and forget where I'm going.
I'm going to, I can't even remember where I'm going to.
As I try to fly every airline in the Bahamas in a single day.
Well, a very good morning from Leonard Pidling International Airport here in Nassau in the Bahamas. That's this guy right here. This airport is home to 6 airlines here in Bahamas. Today, I'm going to be flying on every single one of them in a single day. Or this is the plan at least, to try and figure out which one is the best, which one is the coolest, and more importantly, which ones actually leave on time. But we're going to go and get checked in for our very first flight of the day because our first ride today is with an airline called Pineapple Airways. Let's go and get checked in. Honestly, Pineapple Airways sounds like something you'd find in SpongeBob. I'm not heading to Bikini Bottom today though. I'm heading to somewhere else, probably just as remote. We'll go and find out. Hey, good morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Get that way around, there we go. I'm off to Governor's Harbour. Awesome. Thanks, you too. Right, that was nice and easy. Checked in. Time to go through security now and heading across to the gate. Hoping there's caffeine. I am looking forward to caffeine this morning.
Thank you.
Hey, good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Thank you. She's
All
going
right,
to scan
thank
your
you.
button back.
Thank you. Alright, nice and easy through security. What have we got for coffee here? KFC, Manuelo's. Oh, those are Dunkins. Let's go and do Dunkins. Hey, good morning. Can I get a sausage, egg and cheese, please? Meal with a black coffee.
Sausage, egg and cheese meal with a black coffee.
Thank you. Thank you. Coffee. Right, so here's the thing. Like most of the airlines here in the Bahamas, Pineapple Air have a bit of a random fleet. The thing today is I'm not really going to know what type of plane I'm on all day because they don't tell you. There's no sort of, oh, you're flying on this type of plane. But also, they operate some really crazy out there aircraft types here in the Bahamas that you probably wouldn't find anywhere else in the world. I'll give you an example. According to Wikipedia, and how true this is I don't know, Pineapple Air currently flies 1 Beechcraft 1900C, pretty rare, 2 Embraer 110 Bandits, 2 of those, they're incredibly rare. There's like, I don't even know of any other airlines in the world that are flying those. And here's the biggest one, a Shorts 360. Pineapple Air apparently still fly a Shorts 360. I don't know what plane I'm going to be on today, honestly. Genuinely, I don't know, because it could be anything. Same as all the other airlines that I've got booked today. For the most part, you don't know what they're going to be flying. We'll see when we get down to the plane. First thing I'm learning about the Bahamas is that they're pretty laid back when it comes to things like boarding. My flight leaves at 8:10. The boarding time is 8:09. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Alright then, so time to see what Pineapple Air have lined up for me. Look at this, it's a Beechcraft 1900C. This one's a proper veteran, 38 years old, delivered back in 1987 to Transworld Express in the US. Since then, it's bounced around regional airlines before ending up here in the Bahamas for a much sunnier retirement. The engines stay running as you get on board the plane, so you just have to make sure that you don't go around in front of the prop. That could get messy.
Right, we have a Beech 1900C. Nice. I think the last time I was on one of these was about 20 years ago in New Zealand, and they were rare then, let alone in 2025. Pineapple Air still flying. Amazing. What a ride for the first one of the day. Let's go to wherever we're going. Governor's Harbour.
Pineapple Air might be tiny, but they feel right at home here at Nassau's main airport, rubbing shoulders with the big jets. The first hop over to Governor's Harbour is short, just 80 miles, but in a plane this rare, every minute's worth savouring. Sure, the windows are filthy, it's loud as hell, and it's cramped inside, but you know what? You can't beat a ride on an old plane like this.
Right, there we are airborne from Nassau on the Pineapple Airways Beech 1900C. What a cool plane this is. I honestly didn't think there were any Beech 1900Cs still flying in the world. But apparently so. The windows are filthy. I can't see a thing out of them. There was no safety briefing or anything like that. We don't need things like that. There's one way in, one way out. I don't even know if we've got a life jacket under the seat. But you know what? This is raw flying. This is cool.
And so, as we make our way across the sea to the island of Eleuthera, the turquoise waters are mostly visible through these well-loved windows. The cabin has clearly seen a few decades of island hopping, but that's all part of the charm. This is raw, no frills flying, and I absolutely love it. And so as we get to the end of the first flight of the day, Pineapple Air have set the bar for the day, and they've set it pretty high. Flying a 38-year-old Beech 1900C, taking off 15 minutes early and landing a full 20 minutes ahead of schedule. For a challenge like this, that's gold. Pineapple Air, you get a solid 4 out of 5 for style and punctuality. Now, let's see if the other 5 airlines can keep up, or if things start to unravel.
Alright then, welcome to Governor's Harbour in the Bahamas. That was Pineapple Airways. This is very much like Bikini Bottom. There's palm trees, there is beautiful yellow buildings, the works, and beaches. But I've got 4 hours here to kill before my next flight. We'll see what there is to do here in Governor's Harbour for 4 hours, because it didn't look like there was an awful lot in that terminal building to sit and hang around. No duty free to shop, no restaurants to sit in or anything. But let's go and see if we can get anywhere from here, if there's anywhere to get to a beach or something. Must be something, somewhere we can go for a little bit.
Now, when you're trying to fly every airline in the Bahamas on a single day, well, you really don't want to be faffing around trying to find Wi-Fi or paying those outrageous roaming fees. That's where today's video sponsor, Airlines, saved the day. Airlines is an eSIM app that lets you instantly download a data plan for over 200 countries worldwide. No physical SIM card, no hunting for a phone shop, and, well, no ridiculous bills when you get home. For the Bahamas, I just opened the Airlines app, bought the Bahamas plan, and boom, I was online before my first flight even took off. I could check flight statuses, upload updates, and even message friends back home without stressing about the cost. The best bit, you can set it all up before you even leave home. Signing up for Airlines couldn't be easier. Just download their app, install the eSIM and select your data plan, and boom, you're online. The link's in the description and the pinned comment down below. It's 100% digital, no waste at all and no stress. Just install it on your phone in minutes and you're good to go. One more time, that is Airlines, and use code NoelPhillips3 to save $3 off your first eSIM at the link in the description. And so as my plane departed back to Nassau, it was time to go and find somewhere to kill a few hours.
Well, there goes the plane, back to Nassau. And apparently there's a beach not far, Airport Beach, which sounds like it might be near the airport. Let's go and check it out. Oh yes. I think this is it, Airport Beach. You know, I've been through some airport layovers in my time. I don't think I've ever been on an airport layover quite like this. This is pretty cool, isn't it? Welcome to the Bahamas. The airport, just back over there. The beach, right just here. Nothing like this, is there? Wow.
So with just enough time for a quick dip in the sea, and I do mean very quick, it was time to head back to the airport.
Right then, let's head back to the airport. And yeah, go and get checked in for our next flight of the day, because our next airline is one called Southern Air. Let's go and take a wander back to the airport and get checked in for the next flight. Good morning. Hi. I'm flying Southern Air back to Nassau.
Today?
Today, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, is there any seats? I don't know. Is there any?
Yes.
The seats and stuff through. Is there more through there than there is here?
No, nothing in the back.
It's about the same.
Nothing is all the same.
All right then, all checked in for Southern Air for the flight back to Nassau. Apparently, I spoke to the chap outside, and he said it's a jet stream today. That is pretty cool. I didn't even know they had jet streams over here, but apparently they do. And Southern Air apparently use that on their flights here to Governor's Harbour. So we checked in. There's not a lot here to do airside. At Governor's Harbour, it's just a few rows of seats. And there are lots and lots of Bahamas flags, and that's pretty much it. Lots of ads for beer that you can't buy because there's nothing here to buy, where to buy it from. But hey, it's okay. The plane should be here soon, on its way in from Nassau. I'm not sure how many people are going to be on it. We'll figure that one out. About another 20-minute ride now back to Nassau when it turns up, at least. Looking forward to the Jetstream. So cool.
And here it is, Southern Air's Jetstream 32, turning up in a bright red livery you definitely can't miss. This one started life in the UK with Eastern Airways before heading to New Zealand to fly medical missions for Life Flight. After that, it made a mammoth ferry flight across the Pacific to start a new life here in the Bahamas. The plane had just arrived in from another airport on the island of Eleuthera, so it was already full when I got on board. I found the last available seat, sat down, and pretty soon we were getting on our way. Onboard amenities include a cup holder that's seen more miles than most frequent flyers and an overhead reading light. But despite the retro cabin charm, Southern Air's Jetstream 32 does get the job done, and he brought us back into Nassau right on schedule and ready for the next leg of the challenge. And that's Southern Air done, not quite as cool as the Beech 1900C earlier, but it's still a rare and a fun little plane. Most importantly though, they were right on time, which in this challenge is everything, so Southern Air gets 3.5 out of 5. The question is though, can the next airline keep up the pace and maybe even top those first two flights? Well, it was time to check in for airline number 3, Lee Air, who might just have one of the rarest planes flying anywhere in the world.
Checking in please for Andros Town. And back. I'm going there and back on the same plane, so hopefully
Right back?
I'm coming right back. Yeah.
What you gonna do?
I just want to ride on your plane because it's a really rare plane.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
hopefully it's not a problem for me to just stay on the plane and come back again.
No, it shouldn't be a problem. I'll let the pilots know as well.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I'll see you later. All right then, all checked in for airline number 3, Lee Air, who I am, from reading on Wikipedia, operates a very rare aircraft type. They operate something called an Embraer 110. There are literally like 2 airlines, 3 airlines maybe in the whole world that still fly them, so that'll be the next one. Let's go and get back through security and head across for a ride across to Andros Town. Hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay.
And then once again through security in Nassau. Time to go through for my next flight. Alright, so my next airline then is called Lee Air, who are a pretty small airline. They're probably the smallest of all of the airlines that I'm flying on today. They have a fleet, according to Wikipedia, they have a fleet of 1 Cessna 402 and 2 Embraer 110 bandits, as we used to call them. Now, if I get on an Embraer 110, I will be over the moon because I've been wanting to ride on one for so long. There's not many left in the world. I think the place I was supposed to be on this trip in Fiji, there's an operator of them over there. That was what I was planning to do over there. And I'm not sure if there's any more other than that. My commenters will let me know down below, but they're very rare anyway. It's a two Embraers versus 1 Cessna 402, so I'm really hoping that my next flight will be on an Embraer 110. Would that not be amazingly cool?
There was, however, one place I was glad that I wasn't going to today.
Tell you what, I'm glad I'm not going there to Cockburn Town. Sounds painful.
And here she is then, Lee Air's Embraer 110 Bandeirante, delivered way back in 1978 to Mountain West Airlines in Idaho. She went on across the Atlantic to fly in the Netherlands before eventually finding her way back across the pond to the Bahamas. one of only a handful still flying anywhere in the world, and today I get to tick this one off the bucket list. Climbing on board felt a little bit like stepping into a time capsule. This is old school, no frills island flying at its very best. As the captain fired up the engines, the first officer shut the door and gave us the safety briefing.
Should be able to push it down. We got 2 exits in the front, we got to use these 2. Make sure this side is clear. You stand up, flip that red handle up, push it down. If not, we go this way. Little button here, push the button, lift the handle, push it down. Next stop is Fresh Creek. We'll be there in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
And with the pilot back in his seat just as we got to the runway, it was time to get airborne once again. And what a racket this bird makes as she gets into the sky. Takeoff on this plane was phenomenal. Honestly, this is one of those aircraft where you can feel every single little vibration from the engine right into the seat of your pants.
Oh my goodness! How bloody cool is this? Wow! It is so loud, I can feel it rumbling through the seat. Everything just is vibrating. This is something else, man. I've been so long without flying on an Embraer 110. Never flown on one, and this is my first one. Just unbelievable. Wow, raw power.
The Embraer 110's got all the charm and all the slightly worrying noises of that plane out of the Madagascar movie, except hopefully without the mid-air disassembly. But it's all part of the adventure, and before too long the Andros Islands are sliding into view. We pulled up at Andros Airport and everybody except for me got off the plane while I waited to go back to Nassau.
I'm going straight back to Nassau. Do you need me to get off the plane or stay on? Or
Just coming and going?
I'm literally coming here and back. Yeah, just play on this. Yeah. Just stay on here, yeah? Okay, cool.
Right, so I had to just sit in my seat and stay here. Engines running at the side. They're just boarding the rest of the passengers now, taking us back to Nassau. Wow, what a ride that was. I've no idea if you could hear me on that bit I did on the plane. It's so loud, and you feel it right in the seat of your pants. Really, really cool. I love this plane, it is so cool.
Pretty soon everybody was back on board, the first officer closed the door and we started our taxi out to the runway to get back to Nassau. These old Embraers have plenty of character and just a little bit of oil seepage to prove it, part of the charm I suppose. Crossing the turquoise waters back towards Nassau though, it's impossible not to love flying in the Bahamas, even if the aircraft does occasionally mark its territory. After a short 10-minute flight we were on our final approach back into Nassau once again. So Lear, well I'm giving them a solid 5 out of 5, not for the creature comforts because, well let's face it there weren't any, but for flying one of the coolest planes that I've been on in ages. And you know what, both flights were bang on time, which is more than I could say for a certain other airline that I'll be flying later today.
Thank you.
Oh man alive, there you go. Embraer 110, one of the last few Embraer 110s flying in the world. Is that going to be the coolest plane we fly on today? I don't know. We've got another couple of airlines to check out. Let's go round and check in once again. Well, time now to go and check in for my next airline, Flamingo Air. these names get any crazy. We've had Pineapple Airways, and now it's time for Flamingo Airlines. Let's go and see if we can get checked in.
My next hurdle, though, was trying to remember where I was actually going.
Checking in. I'm going to. I can't even remember where I'm going to. No, the other one, MAY. Yes, that's the one. Sorry. Yes. Oh, cool, thanks. That's for both ways. Yep. So presumably I just get off and just get back on at the other end. I don't know. Is there a big airport there? Presumably not. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I've got time to just come in again. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. I'll see you later. Thank you.
You know when you check in and you don't actually know where you're checking into? That's my life right now. Yeah, we're checked in. We're going to Mangrove Cay, which is another K. They're all K's. Let's go and get through security again.
Hey, how are you? Good, thank you.
All right, security done once again. Time to head down to the gate. So as is becoming a bit of a common theme here in the Bahamas, Flamingo Airlines have a bit of a mystery going on with regards to what planes are actually in their fleet. According to Wikipedia, their fleet consists of 2 Cessna 402s, 5 Beechcraft C99 commuters, 1 Beechcraft 99, so that makes 6 99s, and 1 Twin Otter as well. According to Flight Radar, most of those planes haven't flown in a very long time. There's a couple of them over at Miami in a breakers yard there at the minute, so who knows what we're actually going to get on today. Do they still have these mythical Beechcraft C99s? Will we just end up on a Twin Otter? I don't know. It's difficult to know, isn't it? But we are going to find out very soon. It's time to head down to the gate in just a moment, and we'll figure out what we're going to be riding on today. For today's flight, where are we going? Across to Mangrove Cay.
Hello. All right. All right, thank you.
So here we are then, our ride to Mangrove Cay, and it's something really special, the Beechcraft C99. This one rolled out of the factory in 1968, making it almost 60 years old and still going strong. It's had quite the life too. Originally it was delivered to an airline in Puerto Rico, and it's flown all over Canada, North America and the Caribbean before winding up here in Barbados. Today it's one of just 3 passenger C99s left in the entire world, and it's ours for the short hop to Mangrove Cay, proof that in aviation some legends never retire. As we begin our taxi out, this thing feels a little bit like flying inside a greenhouse with wings, massive panoramic windows running the length of the cabin. The view's incredible, but so's the heat.
We are airborne on board a Beech C99. Very, very rare aircraft. I don't know anywhere in the world that still flies these things. They were never a popular plane. It's kind of a combination between a King Air and a Queen Air. It's got bits of both. And it's quite nice. It's very spacious. Well, the windows make it very spacious. The seats themselves, well, they are really cramped. I mean, I am literally just squished here in a corner. Like I'm a tin of sardines or something, but hey, it feels like we're in a greenhouse. These windows are absolutely massive. It's a really strange plane. Very strange to ride on, honestly. I've got 2 flights on this one, hopefully. We're heading across to Mangrove Cay and then doing a quick turn and then back to Nassau now on the Flamingo Air C99.
After a short hop across the crystal clear waters of the Bahamas, Mangrove Cay appeared on the horizon, a speck of green in a sea of turquoise. It was soon time to bring the vintage Beechcraft in for a landing. We pulled up to the pretty rustic terminal building here, and I stayed on board for the flight back to Nassau.
Right then, so on the ground now at Mangrove Cay, they've left an engine running. They're letting me stay on the plane to go back to Nassau now. I don't have to get off here, which is quite nice. It's hot though. It's damn hot. The air conditioning on these old planes really doesn't work that great. And it's like 100 and something degrees outside, or 35, 37 degrees in old money if you are of the Celsius brigade. But yeah, it's hot. And then this plane as well, it's like a greenhouse with these massive windows. It really is a retro blast from the past though. I just wish I could go and stand behind that engine and get a bit of the draft.
Before too long, the baggage was loaded and the passengers got on board for the flight back to Nassau. A few minutes later and we were taxiing back out. After a brief hop over the islands, Nassau's familiar coastline greets us once again today as we begin our approach and landing back into Nassau International Airport. So Flamingo Air then, on time, doesn't even begin to cover it. Both flights left and landed a full 25 minutes early, meaning we got back to Nassau before we were even supposed to be leaving Mangrove Cay. Proof that you don't need shiny new planes or the might of the national airline to be punctual. Add in a super rare C99 and that's a solid 4.5 out of 5 from me.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, that is Flamingo Air done. Possibly the coolest plane that we've done on this trip so far, I have to say. That was pretty cool. But we've got one more landside connection to do here at Nassau, and there's 2 more airlines to do yet. The 2 biggest airlines we haven't done yet. First one we're going to do right now is Bahamas Air, which is the national airline of the Bahamas. I flew on them on the way in the other day. Now we're going to try a little inter-island flight with them on an ATR, I believe. Let's go and get checked in. Hey, how are you? I'm checking in for Georgetown, please. Thank you. All right, thank you. Hello, how are you? Thank you.
Georgetown?
Georgetown. All right, thank you.
Unlike all the other airlines that we've flown today, it's pretty much guaranteed what sort of type of aircraft it is for this one and for the one after that as well, for a matter of fact. Because Bahamas Air really only use the ATRs on these routes between all of the islands, so it's guaranteed pretty much to be an ATR, I think. I don't think it'll be a 737, not for a very short flight like this. We're heading down to Georgetown on an island called Exuma. We're going to be exuberant and head down to... No, that doesn't work, does it? Anyway, last flights of the day. Let's get down there and hopefully we'll be back in time for dinner here in Nassau. So we may have a little bit of an issue with these last couple of flights. Bahamas Air reckons we're going on time to Georgetown. The plane that's operating our flight, according to flight radar, well, it's literally just left Nassau and it's got to go across to somewhere else first, then come back and then take us to Georgetown. We're supposed to be boarding in 2 minutes. Unless they've suddenly got a Concorde in their fleet and they're able to go backwards and forwards faster than the speed of sound, I don't think we're going to be on time, even though it says on time. The problem is I missed my flight back to Nassau with WestJet, not WestJet, what are they called, West Air or whatever they're called. I missed my flight back with them, if this one is, because I've only got like an hour down there. Hopefully Bahamas Air don't ruin our streak. We did fly on them yesterday, I suppose, but then we don't get West. I'll be a bit annoyed. Let's see. Let's see if the plane comes back in time. I'm not holding my hopes up.
Hey, I just wanted to check. Are we actually going to be on time? Because my app says it's to Georgetown, sorry.
Not at this time. We're making an update for your departure time very shortly.
Oh, right, okay. No worries, thank you.
Well, there we go then. Flight radar instinct correct. We're not going to be on time. They're going to make an update soon as to the departure time. We may end up failing on our mission. I never thought we would. Honestly, I always thought that we'd be fine. Then I suppose we'd end up ruling out Bahamas Air, don't we? And that's when you start getting the issues. Bugger. Let's see what they say.
For the information of passengers shed to the Bahamas says flight 374 is servicing into Georgetown next month. Due to the late arrival of your inbound service, your flight is delayed and your expected time departs at 5:30.
So with a delay of at least an hour and only a 90-minute connection in Exuma, the national airline Bahamas Air is the one that let me down. A few minutes later, it was delayed even further.
Oh, well, there we go, another 20 minutes added onto that delay. I am definitely not going to make my connection flight back. So that's it. Thanks Bahamas Air, a national airline of the Bahamas, the country's national carrier, the most money, the most modern planes, the biggest route network, and yet they're the ones out of all of them that have let me down today. I'm sorry Western Air, by the way, you can blame Bahamas Air. Right, now see if I can get out of this airport. Excuse me, how do I get out of the airport? My flight's going to be too late for me to get my connection, so how do I leave the airport? Can I get out here or?
I'll take you to go the other way. So
there's another way.
Hold on for one of the agents.
Okay.
Take you back down, okay?
Alright, okay, thank you. It's like the bloody Hotel California, this airport. You can check in, but you can never leave. Especially if you're booked on Bahamas Air. Oh gosh. We're going to get escorted out now. Hey, and how do I get out of here? I'm trying to, I haven't got time for my connection to come back here in Georgetown with the delay, so I just
come back?
Yeah.
You're coming back on the same flight?
And I'm coming back on Western Air, but there's like an hour and a half originally connection, so clearly with an hour delay,
yes.
we ain't going to make that, so.
Okay.
So I need to get out, and I went down there and they said I need to come back up and ask you to let me out.
Hold on to this for me for
yeah,
now.
okay.
Maybe just when my supervisor gets back up.
Yeah, amazing, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, all right, thank you. So is it down here and then a left to go back through baggage claim? Yeah. Amazing, thank you.
So you're going to come right around.
Straight back around here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh well, there we go then. Thank you Bahamas Air, national airline of the Bahamas. Didn't get to fly you because you couldn't be on time. And I'm sorry Western Air, but Bahamas Air did you dirty. Maybe we'll come and try you again another point. So we've tried to fly all of the Bahamian airlines in a single day. We almost made it, were it not for those last couple. But hey, never mind, let me know what you thought of them down in the comments of the ones we've seen. Well, which ones did you like the best? I mean, honestly, I think flying over here is just incredible. Some amazing aircraft, absolutely incredible rides all around the Bahamas with aircraft that you probably won't get on anywhere else in the world. But let me know which was your favourite out of all of those and whether you'd come here and enjoy a little bit of time here in the Bahamas, flying around on some of these cool planes. Anyway, I'm off to get some rest because tomorrow we're doing something super cool as well. I'm taking another awesome flight out of here, saying goodbye to the Bahamas. So stay tuned for next week's video when you'll see that. And in the meantime, well, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.